LasVegasDiscount.net's the best there is. Save up to 50% on your next Vegas trip. And travel, rental, shows, and tours. Find the deals you're looking for. LasVegasDiscount.net. LasVegasDiscount.net. If you're going to Vegas for deals that are the best, visit LasVegasDiscount.net.
FightNetRadio.com with Andrew and Lee, talking boxing, combat, sports, comedy, football, and everything kick-ass. All on FightNetRadio.com. Fight Net Radio!
Hola, soy Julio César Chávez.
And lights out, baby. Lights out all day.
This is Sugar Ray Leonard, and you listen to Fight Net Radio.
I mean, this is ridiculous. It's a radio show. It ain't a one-hour television spectacular.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
We gon' know. I got eyes and ears everywhere. I got friends all over the world, man.
Who gives a shit with White? He's a piece of crap.
With a tear in my eye.
This conference will now be recorded.
All of you stop. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Fight Net Radio. We're shooting the shit already and having a great time. Today is a very special Easter Sunday, so I want to get my friend Billy Wright out of here early. And Andrew, because they both have families and they got to go hide toilet paper and whatever it is you do in a coronavirus Easter.
Entertain. At this point, it's try to entertain for.
That's all we do, bro. That's all we do. I mean, look, we have done watch-alongs. We have talked about car crashes. We have tried to find every angle to talk about boxing. I've actually got the list of boxing news right now, and it's so sad that people are just inventing stories at this point to talk about boxing. So today, special for you, as always, Andrew Lapachet, writer for multiple publications, longtime friend, and the owner of multiple children who are waiting, Daddy, go hide eggs in the house because he won't let them outside.
Yeah,
Miguel,
that's happening.
Oh, yeah, I know you won't let him out of the house. I totally get it. Miguel A. Barragan.
Yeah.
You could follow him at Fight Fiend Migs. And our special guest, me not doing a fake voice, unbelievably, longtime friend, longtime contributor. You've heard him multiple times on this show, Bronco Billy Wright. For those of you who don't know Bronco Billy Wright's history, which Andrew and I talk about repeatedly, please look carefully at the end of this man's career, owning all of the WBC titles before quitting in 2015, retiring in 2015. He literally held every WBC minor belt and still couldn't get Deontay Wilder to shake a stick at him. I'm sorry, Billy. We tried. I'm telling you, Andrew and I tried like madmen to get.
Were you chasing Klitschko too at the time?
Yeah, I was chasing Klitschko. They just have very smart promoters and very smart managers. That's all. So, because who wants to get beat up by a 52-year-old, right?
Right.
Well,
that's all that happened. They already got beat up. I mean, they definitely got knocked out. Both of them.
Well, we all found out that Deontay got exposed for that horribly bad boxing style. I think with someone like you being on the inside, catching him with one of your punches, and being, by the way, for those of you who don't know, being one of those people who's experienced one of those punches, let me say, wait, I'm going to put it up just for everybody. I'm just going to say this for Deontay. This is what it would have looked like, buddy. Oh my God, he was so fat in that photo. It's so embarrassing. Oh, yeah.
It kind of protected you a little bit too, a little padding you had there. So
Yeah, with the Cleto Reyes. Yeah, as I recall, because you gave me a whole speech about the Cleto Reyes glove and how much you love it for
I
its
love them.
punching power.
They're puncher gloves. Cleto Reyes gloves are puncher gloves.
For those of you who don't know
is that right,
anything,
Miguel?
Oh yeah, definitely, man.
For those of you who don't know anything about Bronco Billy's career, let me cover it really quickly. He's been fighting since I'm pretty sure Bob Arum invented boxing. His most notable fights were against Michael Moore, Francois Botha, and of course, Tony Tucker. Those were sadly losses, which never propelled him to the position. But once he lost to Tucker, he extended himself, came back. He pulled better than George Foreman, capturing titles in weight classes for the WBC literally every single time he went out. And he is probably one of the best humans I've ever met, who taught me more about boxing over dinner or at a fight. I actually watched him predict a guy who would win a fight by his ring walk, which was mind-boggling to me. You did. You actually nailed that fight on the. He lost. He's walking to the ring. He lost. He is now.
Body language or eyes? Which one was it?
Yeah, I look at his body language and he just looked like, oh man, I'm gonna get beat up tonight. He just looked like he was going to get beat up. He didn't look like he was going to win a fight.
You're like the kicker on that Adam Sandler movie. What was the football one? When he's all, "Where's my bitch? Where's my bitch?" He sees that guy shaking.
He's looking at me, and he sees that scared guy going, there you are. Kids are right doing. Yeah, so that's it.
Waterboy. I think it's Waterboy.
Mm-hmm. Is it the water? All right. So today we're doing something special for Easter to entertain all of you going through COVID. We're going to just do a couple of things because Billy and Andrew have real families and Miguel is unaware of his family. And my daughter is not allowed to even make a phone call to me for fear of COVID. So we're here to do one thing today, and that's put over the fact that Billy Wright has become the author of fiction, a brand new book called Earthly World. All right. First of all, I need background. I'm gonna do real interviewee stuff. So everybody, don't hate on me. I'll do the Bob Arum stuff. I'll do all the fake voices. We'll have fun. I promise. The next 3 things I have up will be plenty of fun for you boxing fans. But I'm gonna make a promise right now. Anybody who watches this video, anybody who listens to this show, you buy this book. You guys get sales from my man Billy. We're going to complete what never got completed officially in Vegas after COVID. I will let Billy Wright throw the punch.
Oh, shit. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know what? You got to bait him. All right. If I got to make sales, let's be perfectly honest. All right. All you guys got to do is sign up. You can get it. All of you with Amazon Prime, go get Kindle for free unlimited. Come on. It's $9.95 to buy.
Instantly, all 3 of us thought of his health. We were like, oh, come on, Lee. Seriously.
32 years old.
Since I just turned 52, I need a stunt challenge. And if you guys put Billy over and buy this book, who's going to talk about it and sell it to all you boxing fans and why you should read it, I'm literally telling you, I will go out after COVID and after a very good weekend of having fun, because I'm not going to do it before because it could really ruin the day. I will let you guys see what you really want to see, which is me getting knocked out by a heavyweight, which would really suck.
Yeah, see, that's where we, Miguel, that's where we threaten him. Yeah, that's where we threaten him. If he gives us any more shit on this show, I'm going to tell Billy I was a little disappointed he didn't drop Lee. So, yeah.
So try a little harder next time.
Yeah, and then buy it.
All right. First of all, Billy. All right. That's the sales pitch for everybody to look. It's Kindle Unlimited. It doesn't cost you anything. All right. If you want to buy it one time, it's $9.95. Go in, type in Earthly World with an S. Go get it. It's a done deal. You'll see a link in the show links. You'll see it on all social media platforms, everywhere that we broadcast this channel. And I'm telling you this I already know people are literally clicking it just for the purpose of, well, $10 to see Lee get. It's like a good pay-per-view. All right. First of all, Billy, I'm going to do the real interview up front. How did you, where is your nerddom before you wrote this book? Like, where did you wind up being a fictional guy liking dark worlds and mysterious things? Because my daughter's the same way. She's totally into it. She is a Potter / Lord of the Rings fan, where does your nerddom start?
It's crazy. I mean, of course, I like fantasy type movies and stuff, Lord of the Rings, the Harry Potter, and anything like that. I mean, like I've always liked it, action kind of movies or comedy, really. So, but I wouldn't call myself a literary, like an author. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm a published author now by accident, and in 2017, I got that little brain disease. I got that little thing they diagnosed me with, right?
Yes.
No cure, no treatment. You're going to die. All that stuff, right? And I'm like, oh, you guys don't even know who you're talking to. So my kids, we all went crazy, researching for, cures and treatments and all this stuff. And so I started doing stem cell, and I started doing all this stuff. It's all this experimental medication. And it doesn't have names. All it is numbers and letters. Like, it doesn't have names. Lysine has a name. It's one of my, that I take in daily injections. And so, so for a while now, for like the last 8 months to a year, the brain disease has been stable, very stable, and I'm actually recovering and can talk and walk, and it's just wonderful to have my life back. But the dreams that I started having when I first started doing these, and even still today, I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning going, what on earth is a leprechaun fish, right? Never heard of a leprechaun. So I Google leprechaun fish, and I'm like, that doesn't exist. I'm like, what are these dreams I'm having? And so I started taking notes. And my son Zach and my son Mason, everybody, they're all like, Dad, you should write a book. 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 I'm like, I don't know how to write a book. So they poked and prodded me for quite a while, and eventually I said, okay, fine, and just started putting it together. And I worked with some editors and other book writers, and bam, we have Earthly Worlds. And not only do I have Earthly Worlds 1, it's a trilogy. I'm almost done with Earthly Worlds. Dark Vengeance is the second book, and then Earthly Worlds, the trilogy, the final ending will be coming up probably by the 1st of next year. But I'll have Earthly Worlds, Dark Vengeance done probably in the next 6 months. And then not only do I have these 3 books that I already have the book outlines. Now listen, guys, I mean, I can knock out Lee Honish. You know what I mean? There's no question, right? And, I can do a lot of great things, but write a book? I mean, it's crazy to think about. If you would have asked me, if we were talking, instead of talking about boxing, I would say, Billy, I think in a couple of years you're going to be writing books. I'd have smacked him right there, because I was like, what are you talking about? I'm not a book writer, But man, it's been fun. I got to tell you that Earthly Worlds is a magical book, and everyone that's read it and everyone that reads it, it's like you get drawn in by the characters and the storyline. It's so tangible. When you guys read this book, you're going to find yourselves relating with the characters. And I think that maybe because I'm not smart and I'm not a literary kind of guy, the characters are so tangible and so real, because they're like, you become emotionally invested in the characters as you go through the book, and you'll find yourself mad or sad, or like you'll feel emotion as you go through this book, and it's a lot of fun. It's an easy read. It's a PG book. I would say PG only because of the fight scenes, between the dark and the light. There's no curse words. There's no violence against kids or women, and that kind of crazy stuff like that. Like, it's truly a read that you could probably read from 8 years old and up, but I would call it like a PG-13 just because the battle scenes, but it's a great book. It's a great family book, and when you find it, I challenge you, read it, and then I want to hear how it made you. I want to hear from everybody how it made you feel. Like, what emotion?
No, Billy, no.
I'm into that. One thing I wanted to ask you on the book, Billy, is the age group. What age group would you say this book is for?
I would say probably 13 and up, maybe even 8, 10 years, even 10 probably,
Okay. Okay.
So there's some bigger words in there and stuff, but really it's a really easy read. I'm not a real, I'm a smart guy, but I'm not, I wouldn't say that I'm I'm definitely not a scholar. Okay.
College graduate. Yeah. I get you. You know, same here. So, and that's one thing that I like that you said about life is very unexpected, right? You never thought you'd be writing a book. I never thought I'd be doing a podcast or become a writer. That is a good message to get out there to the kids. You don't ever give up. Their life is very unexpected, and if lived right, you get a life like Billy right here. You get to be a heavyweight contender, survivor of the brain, you know, hopefully of this brain issue, and then now an author. And I like that it's you picked a what is it correct? This is in right now, right? The whole fantasy world thing, right now where the technology is. Yeah. Where the technology is, where movies, anything you think of can actually be made right now and put on the big screen. So all you need to do is catch fire.
When you read this, it's a very visual book. You will not be able to read this book without visualizing the characters and the scenes, because it's a very descriptive book. I'm a very descriptive, I describe things well when I talk to people and tell stories. So I look at descriptive when I say things. Like, I can describe very well how it felt to punch Lee Honish, and the sound that he made was like a whimpering, like an injured animal whimpering, kind of like a high pitch, maybe like a baby seal or something. I'm not really sure. So
wow, harp seal clubbing has arrived at Fight Net Radio.
The last thing I would want to know, without an interruption, the story, because I tried to read it, but it says read more. Lee never clicked on that. What is the storyline behind this book on you know, you've already sold it to me, don't worry about that, but I'm really interested on the storyline.
Yeah, I won't give it away to the readers that are listening, but listen, it's a great book. Stuart and his family unknowingly have been woven into this magical world, because magic is all around us, and I believe that. Believe it or not, I actually do believe that magic is all around us. Not like in hocus pocus, wibbity-doo, boppity-boo, you're a frog. I'm not talking about that kind of magic, but I'm talking about the universal magic of energy, you know, and so it's you'll feel that in the book as well. And so Stuart and his family, they're just a underdog kind of family, you know. Tough childhood, you know. He married his high school sweetheart. Great. Liz, his wife, is a fantastic wife. She is what we all would dream of in a wife, you know, supportive, nurturing, all the things that, you know, will cost us more than a rib. Yeah, let me tell you a joke really quick. So Adam and Eve were walking down the beach, right? Adam's walking down the beach, right, one day, and he's bored. He's like, oh my God, heaven, peace on earth, you know, lions and lambs. This is wonderful. And he's like, you know, hey, God, I'm kind of bored. You know, I wish I had someone I could have fun with and laugh with and talk to, and who would understand me and be compassionate and just really love me and support me for who I am and the things I want to accomplish. And God said, well, that's going to cost you an arm and a leg. And he goes, an arm and a leg? What can I get for a rib?
That is germane to Easter Sunday, everybody. Go pick it up. Go to Amazon. That's actually spot on. Everybody go get the book. What are you guys doing? Just go get the book. We're going to talk about it repeatedly today so you guys don't get over it. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. It is a show about boxing. It's hard to believe that a guy who's been hit in the head by Tony Tucker wrote a book.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, you know what? He just gave me shit. You think I'm going to let him off the hook? That's just not going to happen.
You know, I can't believe he didn't, like, at least you're someone that hits hard, like George Foreman.
There you go.
All right, let's talk a little boxing. We'll come back to this momentarily because I'm going to talk about it repeatedly, because if you guys sign up for Kindle Unlimited, I can't stress this, which is free. Billy still makes money on Kindle Unlimited, right? You get it. Go to your Prime. Go do the Kindle Unlimited. Go download the book. Do it. Billy gets a big surge in the next few weeks because we're going to talk about it until the end of COVID.
Put it on the Facebook page too, Lee.
Oh, I'm totally doing it for you, Billy. This is gonna become our running commercial.
Everyone's home. Everyone's looking for something to do. Could be.
You guys,
could be
You guys are gonna love it.
make it number one in fantasy and fiction. And you don't even have to go that far. I let him hit me for far less than that last time. Just buy the book, support Billy Wright, because it is a tremendous story. I will go out, and this time you will get the punch you guys have all dreamed of seeing. Billy will reshoot it in 600 frame per second slow-mo of me getting hit slightly above the ear, where my brain literally hits the side of my head and skull, where I fall slowly to the left while Andrew laughs hysterically in the background. That will happen. And by the way, our secondary sponsor already, Amsterdam Vodka. Drink Amsterdam Black Label, because I'm telling you, I'm drinking even heavier now based on the offer I just made. Amsterdam Black Label, don't care about the flavor and just want to get hammered because you make stupid offers. Let's move forward to talk.
Hammered in the head. Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm telling you, it's going to be on Sunday just before I go home. It will not be at the beginning of my first
week. Foreman, it's funny he brought up Foreman. We described your punch to Lee's body as Foreman, like the last week or whenever we brought it up. That's funny. Yeah.
We were talking about it before everybody started, and I told everybody the secret of the punch, and Billy goes, "That was really smart." It still hurt like hell. I'll do it again. I've never talked about it. Andrew knows it, and Billy knows it. But the truth is, I'm not expecting the punch. We're talking to the camera, and according to Andrew's wife, who was monitoring this, what was it? Something like 1 million people watching this stupid moment for no apparent reason. Like, it was a really dumb number. And I keep looking at the screen, and I admit I was a lot fatter. That's 230 at that point. And I'm talking to the camera like a moron, and he hits me on 2. Wait, I want to show how crappy
this is. You gotta protect yourself at all times.
2. He doesn't hit me on 3. He hits me on 2 while I'm talking to the camera, trying to get the wind blow. And I barely had enough time. The only thing, all right, so here's the secret to the punch. And
Lee
I'm going to say this to all. Yeah,
really?
Yeah, it's just like sex. I need
contact before you hit him, bro.
Dude, want to make it personal.
All right, I'm going to be brutally honest. It's just, how old is your son that's on the line before I do this? I'm trying to.
These are my older sons. You're okay.
Oh, okay, I met him. Okay. I'm trying to gauge this if I'm doing a real Fight Net radio or if I have somebody too young listening to the show. Okay, so this is like an orgasm. I need eye contact to plan for this moment, and I swear to you, I'm looking at the camera. All right, so here's the move. Watch carefully. I jump up at the last minute, and it makes me a genius. I'm up, and I take it in the air, which takes up most of the punch. He's actually punching a 230-pound can of meat. More like a heavy bag. I mean, it still hurt like hell. And that trash can is legit right there. And right there, I'm thinking, look at the look on the face. Who's that trainer, Billy, in the ring? The look on his face is damn near priceless of, what the hell did you guys just do? So for those of you who think, I'm gonna put Billy over. I'll even put my first trainer over who got me ready for the Danny fight. Look, don't ever underestimate a heavyweight puncher. Ever. Like, don't think you're going to get drunk in a bar and go. I saw this with a couple of my friends who fight MMA at the Hard Rock, where they walk up and go, "You don't look so tough." It's a really dumb statement. It's a really, really dumb statement until you've had, like, your arm yanked out of your socket or been punched in the gut, or in my case, get hit in the side of the head by a guy who fought David Tua, and find out what a real heavyweight punch looks like. Look, he's turning. I don't want to break it to anybody. This is a hip turn here. This is a no-joke punch.
Yeah,
sorry,
it's not just
Billy.
an arm punch. It's not just an arm punch.
Not an arm punch, which you promised, by the way, before this. It's like, no, I'll pull it. I'll stand, and it's an arm punch. Billy, with instinct, hip turns that sucker and pulls it no matter what. So
I like the kid on the bottom right. He looks happy. He's happy.
That's funny. Yeah. This is the face of horror. Okay, this is the face of horror up here. Okay, of what the fuck did you do, Billy? Like, you killed him.
It's like, we agreed to this?
Oh my gosh. Oh, the things I do for entertainment. And thankfully, this man right.
Let me tell you something. If you jump when I hit you in the head, you're gonna go. Yeah. When you hit the floor so hard, it'll be worse than the punch you took in the head.
Oh no! I want to make it abundantly clear. You guys put him over in any way, shape, or form. Support my friend Bronco Billy Wright, who literally kept me from getting killed in my last. I feel sorry for myself. I'm 49, Billy. I want to go fight the #1 guy at Tough Enough, which was already agreed to. I just came to dinner with you and your family that night to get like a cosigner on it, and you're like, no, that's stupid. You should just go home. Because when you break up, you do stupid stuff, which, by the way, is why I scheduled a fight for March 16th. By the way, Billy, when we talk about this, same girl, broke up, got back together, broke up again, then called Tough Enough again and went, can I have a fight? And literally Jeff Mayer said, yeah, you get views. That's the wrong answer. That is such the wrong. It helps now. Okay, so I will say this. Here's the difference between then and now. At least now I've competed at the Pan Am Games. I have a jiu-jitsu background. Like, I have better skill. But we're 52. I walked up the stairs the other day after laying in bed for 3 days watching Netflix, and I went, I can't even imagine training right now. Like, the idea of doing anything physical after being home for 6 weeks. How's your cardio? Are you still biking and running and getting exercise in, Billy?
I'm in great shape. You know those punching things you punch that measure your punch?
Yeah.
Right? Like if you hit it really hard, it goes to like 700 or something like that, right?
Yeah. Where were you at?
I hit it. It was 1113 was my number.
Okay, what was Drago? Wait, Drago was 1400 in Rocky 4 or some. No, he was in the 11s.
I don't know. Good question. Huh.
I go bowling every Wednesday night with my lady. They have one of those punching video games over at the bowling alley. I haven't got nowhere near that. I'm not near that. I don't want to tell my lady what you got. He hits it a lot harder.
Drago's numbers. Like, I almost have to look this up. Like, that's like a Drago thing.
It's a big punch.
Listen, that's the punch I'm gonna hit you in the side of the head with.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Joining us on the phone from Rocky 4 is Drago's wife.
Oh, Brigitte Nielsen.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Right. That's the line. What does that mean? Anything he hits, he kills. Yes. And by the way, Billy, we've been having this debate since Top Rank did that stupid ranking of Rocky imaginary fighters. And by the way, Fight Net Radio got it right literally 3 weeks before they were done. We knew that Rocky would come out again over Drago in the finals. But the reason I bring it up, how disturbing is it in a boxing representation that a guy starts dumb and winds up smart by the end of the boxing series?
That's just not right.
Well, look, I'm getting a professional's opinion. Okay, we all know that Rocky started dumb as hell. Okay, like he was literally a tough guy on the docks. Great boxing movie, right? Did you start in the era of like where they were still doing the no drip up the nose before you started the fight, Billy?
Yeah, actually, because I had my first pro fight in 1986.
So it was more like his, right? It was still very sketchy.
Yeah. Well, I don't think Rocky was even out yet in '86. Maybe it was. Right? When did it come out?
80
Oh yeah,
something.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
80 something. So in that era, you were still getting no drip shot up the nose before you went into the ring, like, and you really basically had borderline smokers in back gyms. Like, it was really sketchy stuff based on the way he represented.
Think about it, the casinos. Like, I mean, I had my first pro fight at the Sahara Hotel, but I had 6 fights at the Showboat, right?
Yeah, I was going to bring that. I was going to bring that up for everybody. Your claim to fame, in my humble opinion, other than being the guy who won all the WBC belts and still didn't get a fight against Deontay, which breaks my heart. You fought at the Showboat. Holy crap!
Yeah, I had 6 fights at the Showboat.
Oh my gosh! For those of you who don't know, the Showboat was the crap back in the that was the place to go to. Like you'd go to the Showboat for bowling, boxing,
and crab legs, man. Oh, that place has some good crab legs.
Wait, hold on, and pro wrestling. Like that was the AWA as well. Like the Showboat. Showboat was everything. Oh my gosh, I'm so heartbroken. Is it really all? I know Miguel's out there, and I know you're out there, Billy. Is it really all closed? Like I'll go out and look at nothing at this point. I'm so sad about everything.
Yeah, man, everything's all closed. All the lights are off and everything. Like yesterday, I went to a buddy's house. It was just like all the lights are off.
There's no.
Go ahead.
You can drive down the strip, but there's nothing open.
And I heard they just announced that it's going to be closed for May too.
Yeah. May 15th or something.
All right, so here it is. I'm marking the date on everybody's calendar. Let's shoot for June 1st. All right, everybody. Make Billy #1 fantasy and science fiction. Go buy the book. All right. And Miguel will come out and shoot it in super slow-mo. Because Andrew won't be allowed out of the house June 1st. He just won't be.
Okay. So am I hitting you with the left hook or an overhand right?
No, overhand right above the ear, dude. You better put me out not the chin, because you might actually take out. I don't want fun. I want the brain shot.
This is the more serious. Okay. This is the more serious question. Do we put this man in headgear? That's
no.
And a mouthpiece. Yeah, and a mouthpiece.
Well, no,
He's going high above the ear. He's going to rattle the brain. He's going Mike Tyson on this one.
Lee, I don't want you eating through a straw, though.
You know what? You know what? For my man Billy, literally, we've talked about it on this show when you were going through your struggles with your brain thing. I didn't know what to do. Like there was nothing to do except put out prayers and support. This is a man who came all the way back. So I'm telling you right now, my brain on the line for this man's book right now.
Shit.
All right.
That's strong. By the way, that's strong, Billy. But then again, I also don't think my brains are worth a whole lot at this moment. Let's talk about all the news real quick and get everybody's feedback, because there's no news if Jamal James is talking WBA fights in an armory. Yeah, good luck, brother. The funniest story of the week, if you're not following it, is the tales of Floyd Mayweather, who apparently was going to fight twice this year. Not a joke. But then Kobe died, Roger died, his dog died, he found literally, so now, which is hilarious to me, your son has left. The show has gone off the rails, by the way, Billy. Floyd Mayweather wants to be the greatest boxing trainer of all time. Now, let's get it right, and I'm not going to crap on Floyd. It is, look, the shoulder roll is the greatest thing I have ever seen defensively in my entire life. I know all of you hate it in boxingdom. Billy, let's start with you. Could Floyd actually put his ego aside, teach the shoulder roll the way Roger did, and actually create champions?
Well, I think.
Are you a fan of it? Wait, let's start with something simple. Do you like the shoulder roll?
I like the shoulder roll. I don't think you can teach it though.
Yeah, exactly.
Did Oscar ever learn it correctly?
I don't think. I think that what happens, like with coaches, I don't mean this in a bad way. Those that can't do teach, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Some of my best coaches, like Coach Alton Murkison Sr., right? Where he was Roy Jones's coach, one of the best boxing coaches on earth. You know what I mean? In my opinion, right? Especially for heavyweights and bigger fighters. And then you have certain trainers that can't train heavyweights, and certain trainers that can't train lightweights. So I don't know necessarily if Floyd. I mean, Floyd definitely knows how to do it. And he could definitely do the shoulder roll as good as anyone on earth. So it would just be up to the fighter to be able to mimic him doing that, like not necessarily showing him. Does that make sense?
Yeah, total sense. Yeah, he almost needs the same skill set as Floyd, right? The reflexes, the speed. Been done by many. very few have went 50-0 and had the success that Floyd did. So yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree.
So he's working here with his nephew because apparently his sons are no longer talking to him. I can't imagine why. But
no, he did it with his son too. He did it with his son too. It's the second one. So
this is the first time the kid has ever thrown mitts.
Oh man, how old is he? Like 13?
Yeah, but to be honest, if this is your first time throwing mitts, it's not bad for your first day on mitts at all. I mean, if this is all Floyd teaching a kid first day on mitts, which is what they claim in this video, it's not bad. It's pretty strong, actually. I mean, being someone who's
I don't know. It just seems like a little too late, though. Like at this age, I don't know.
Well, no, he can at least be in the amateurs, see where it goes.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't see. I can see Floyd maybe like taking the guy to a championship. I'm sure, but I don't know. It just seems like Floyd's ego is just too big. Even with guys like Broner and Davis, like as soon as the fight's over, he immediately hops into the fucking ring, and then like Jim Gray's already interviewing Floyd and shit before they get to Gervonta Davis. It's like, all right, dude, can you stay out of the ring and let your fucking guy get interviewed?
Right.
And I would say that it's like I remember one of my first trainers was Gene Fulmer, and I don't know if the listeners, I'm sure you guys, everyone has to know who Gene Fulmer is.
Yeah,
middleweight champion of the world. Yeah, back in the case. And he was he was a good coach. He was just kind of soft spoken and but he was a good coach. It made me do so much old school stuff that like maybe a lost art in trainers today, and he never really wanted the limelight. He was more about the fighter than himself, and that's where I don't think Mayweather can be a good coach. I mean, Mayweather's going to build a champion, get attention for himself. I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go with that. But isn't Manny Stewart or even Freddie Roach kind of spotlight guys, even though they have the skill to do it? I mean, Manny Stewart literally reinvented the heavyweight division. With the long arm jab.
Spotlight guys after they became world head trainers.
Yes, and after in Manny's
Floyd,
case, in Stewart's case, he literally reinvented guys who got literally knocked out and turned them into world champions.
Floyd hasn't done anything as a promoter. I think the same happens as him as a trainer. Right now, at the kid's 13, right now, boxing is about just getting him in shape and getting his confidence up, right? If he has to throw a combo, he knows how to throw one. The next step is amateurs or sparring. You could even say sparring because a lot of times, hey, man, we hit the mitts. That's all fine and dandy. You hit the bag. That's all fine and dandy. Bang, you get hit in the face by Billy Wright. Now you want to go home. Or you punch. You punch a guy like Billy Wright, he smiles at you, and now you want to go fucking home. So there's things that happen like that to these kids all the time in the gym. So there's levels to this. Right now, all Floyd's doing is really taking on probably the legacy of his uncle, right? His uncle just passed. Floyd's going through it emotionally. Him and Roger were close. We all know this. So he's just going through it right now. If he sticks to it, great. If he doesn't, that's fine too. It's just about his uncle. This last week.
It is a process, and I agree with you, Andrew. I think Floyd, for the first time, actually showed some level of feelings between his ex-wife, Roger, and I'm not going to say it out loud, but that whole Kobe thing is just bullcrap. Like, that's the craziest part of this story is him or his press release that he put out.
I think that was his press. Yeah, that was someone writing for him, Lee, that thought on his hip hop. What would it be? His swag. Don't forget about Kobe. That was someone in the room. That had nothing to do with Floyd.
Hold on, I'm getting beeped on the phone just for Billy Wright. Yeah, by the way, Billy, this is where the show goes off the rail. I'm kind of glad your son left. This is where it goes
well, no, I'm going to go. My son Mason's still. My son Mason's still on the phone too. By the way.
Okay, cool. All right, joining us on the phone, just for you, Billy, none other than legendary Bob Arum.
Good morning, gentlemen. Billy, congratulations on writing a book. But why don't you tell the truth? I actually wrote the book.
All right, Bob, you wrote the book. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take credit for it. Bob Aramax wrote the book for me.
He's playing the character. Bob sucks.
Perfect. Perfect, Bill. You're going to fit right in. I got a regular seat for you every week, all right, based on that one already.
Good job, Billy. I got hated on because I stay quiet most of the time.
Back when I was promoting Dempsey, back in 1900 and whatever, and I was eating soup with the hookers, and it was crazy times in New York, walking down Flatbush Avenue. I was thinking about earthly worlds back then. You know what I was thinking back then? There's going to be a douchebag named Lee Honish who's going to be stupid enough to want to get hit in the head by a heavyweight. I want to promote it. I'm promoting it. It'll be on pay-per-view, $24.95, available on live stream.
All right.
Well, well, there you go, Bob. You got you're going to get the Golden Globe Award for having the Globe this season to the future. Great job. Great job. By the way, you look great for 100 and 112.
I've actually got him carbon dated at this point. I think we're carbon dating him at this point. And the fact that for those that really know Bob, he's actually a sweetheart of a guy, but my joke about him just liking soup and watching boxing and smoking pot is absolutely, that's not a joke. That is Bob Arum in a nutshell. He likes soft foods, he likes a little pot, and he likes boxing. And that's it. The rest of his team is brilliant, but shout out to Bob on Easter. Let's move forward. Hey, go get Earthly Worlds, by the way. Shameless promotion at this point. Billy,
shameless plug.
Shameless for Billy today because he's crazy enough to be here. Billy, Unlimited Kindle still works for you, right? As long as they're downloading and they're doing it, it works for you, correct? All right, cool.
I just want the book. Yeah, I want you guys. Thank you for the support and all that kind of stuff. But I think that just get the book, read the book, and it will literally make you feel something. And that's kind of like, for me as a new writer, it's an emotional thing. So I want to know what you feel. I want to know, how did it make you feel, like angry or happy, or how did the book make you feel? And does it make you feel like people that have read it, like every time, like when they finish the book, oh my God, when is book 2 going to be out? You know what I mean? And so I want to know if it makes you anticipate the next book. So that's what I want. Because then, listen, I'm punching Lee in the head for book 1. It's going to be a 4-piece combination.
It's sparring for book 2, and book 3. It's a no gear 3-round, 2-minute round, full drag out affair. Knockdowns are not qualified. All right, that's how it's going to go. But I'm telling you, for book 2, if it's actually coming to sparring, it better be a bestseller. I'm putting it out there to the world. Miggs, this is where you need to step up. Wink, wink on the show, because based on a dinner I had with my friend Billy Wright at Hash House A Go-Go, and knowing his history with promoter Don King, I placed a special phone call. I placed a special phone call to Don King for Earthly Worlds, just for you, Billy Wright. So joining us on the phone, can I wink any harder at you at this moment, Miggs? Because I'm not doing all the voices in this. All right. Joining us on the phone is Don King. Hey.
Oh, shit.
That's Clarissa, is that you, Clarissa?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Nobody's talking about me. They're talking about a Super 6 or something with Cecilia Breakus, and I can't make any.
Clarissa Shields always trying to get the damn spotlight.
Yeah. Yep.
There you go. All right. You know what? And none of you laughed, and fuck y'all, because you know how hard it is to do humor for boxing every single week, because we're going to go straight to the humor of this, because I have a real legit guy who owns all of the WBC titles and retired with them. And rightfully so. He should have fought Deontay Wilder, because that would have been the most fun I ever had at a fight. I would have walked out ringside with that, man. We're doing the biggest douchebag in boxing right now. We did this a couple of weeks ago with fake Rocky people. Here's who you have. I gave everybody a chance to tell me no on these names. Here is your bracket of 16, and we're going to go through them real fast. We're not going to take a long time. Adrian Broner, Arturo Gatti, number 1 versus the number 16 seed, by the way. Diego Corrales, Gervonta Davis, Mike Tyson, Bernard Hopkins, Pernell Whitaker, Antonio Margarito. And if you guys are going, why Antonio Margarito? Really? Do you want Andrew to go on a literal half-hour jag about putting cement in your gloves? Chavez Jr. versus Floyd Mayweather. By the way, I think this is the most competitive fight of the night. Oscar De La Hoya versus Edwin Villario. And you're going, oof. Edwin Villario? I'm telling you, the spoons are strong.
He's a sleeper. He's a sleeper, man.
Villario's crimes are pretty strong. Just for you, Billy Wright, Don King versus Al Heyman.
Damn.
Showtime. And, all of Showtime. That's a strong matchup, by the way. This I think is fight of the year. Julio Cesar Chavez.
I think someone brings a weapon to that fight right there.
Right, exactly.
That ain't a fair fight right there.
So, someone's bringing a Tanya Harding club or some shit.
Yeah. Chavez Sr. takes on Billy Joe Saunders. By the way, Billy Joe Saunders is the number 2 seed in this fight. I think this is strong. Let's start right out. Let's get right through it. Because I think, since you guys are predicting who would win in a Rocky fight, like fake Rocky people, let's go with something stronger, people. Let's go with complete doorknobs who don't deserve to be here in the first place. First round action. Adrian Broner, Arturo Gatti. I'm going to make my case. Adrian Broner is just literally the biggest car crash ever in the history of boxing. He's going to wind up with a gun somewhere, shooting people and holding them up for jewelry at this point. I go to you, Billy Wright. Arturo Gatti, while he had domestic violence, right? MiGs and the airplanes. All right. Arturo Gatti, domestic violence, Adrian Broner, and literally everything he's ever done.
I'm going to say Arturo Gatti.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. By the way, for those of you who don't know on this show, domestic violence is the number one thing. I literally debated putting Max Kellerman on the list for just making comments about domestic violence. Andrew, Broner Gotti.
This is going to be a real tough little skit to go through. There's going to be a lot of domestic violences on this fucking this thing.
Bracket,
We're promoting the book. Andrew,
I wish I would have looked a little bit deeper.
By the way, Andrew, do you realize how many views this crazy ass bracket is going to get? Billy's book.
Broner Gotti. Yeah, I've got to stick with Billy here and go with Gotti. Broner for everything that he's done wrong. It's not
as criminal as Gotti.
It's not criminal. Getting shot at doesn't get you past what domestic violence. So yes.
All right. Wow, what a sleeper. We're about to see an upset. I feel like I'm watching Cooking Network almost. All right.
Broner loses a lot. He loses a lot. He's used to this.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I tell you that, I watched like the greatest cook-off on Food Network because there's no sports, and number 16 took out number 1 quite a bit. Migs, it's on you at this point. Who you got?
At first I was leaning towards Broner with his like can man comment. That kind of ticked me off when I fucking heard him say that shit. But no, it's gonna have to be a clean sweep. I'm gonna go with Gatti on this one as well.
Oh no, it's not a clean sweep. It's 3-1. Wait, AG makes it to the next round. The Elite Eight. Diego Chico.
We can barely see it. You got to use a different color.
All right. Jeez, you guys are terrible.
Yeah, come on, Lee.
It worked the last time. All right, let's see if I can do different. Can I do?
The background was darker last time.
Was it? Well, I didn't use white. All right, so
no, that's a good point. Need darker.
All right. I'll try the pen. There.
Right.
G.
That's garbage.
Well, you know what? You know what? It's gonna look great on the video. All right. So you guys are just
that
jerks.
Works.
All right. You guys go get your own go-to app. All right. One of my favorite fighters of all time, one of the watch-alongs we actually want to do, Diego Chico Corrales versus Gervonta Davis. I will make my case. Gervonta Davis hitting someone on video at a basketball game with extra footage, I think it makes him a very strong contender in this next round. I'm voting Gervonta Davis. I go to you, Billy. Gervonta Davis over Corrales.
Oh, Diego Corrales. I tell you what.
Right? Corrales was a car crash.
Literally.
I think that anybody that would attack a fan is just a complete douche. So I'm going to go with your pick as well on that one.
Ooh, strong. Gervonta Davis is going strong into you, Andrew.
To make it a show, because it's a toss-up, right? It really is a toss-up. I love Diego. Diego's from Sacramento, but once again, you can't do what he did. And this is a man who did 2 years on a domestic violence that he did some serious injuries on his baby's mama.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
That's strong. That is really strong.
It's strong, man. He's a good guy. Hey, listen, Doodle Gotti these guys all turned out, some of them turned out to be good guys, right? There's one on the list that doesn't. Don't trust me. Trust me. I got a clear-cut favorite on this list, but yeah, it's got to be Corrales for me because of what happened that one night. Okay.
All right. It comes down to you, Miguel. Is it Corrales? Is it Davis?
Damn, this one is tough. I'm definitely not a fan of Davis.
Pound for pound fights all the way down. I did my homework. I literally spent all day Thursday doing my homework to make this happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, to try to find 16 guys for this bracket, that's
It wasn't actually. Strangely, it wasn't that hard. I had to cut this down.
It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad that it wasn't that hard. Yes.
Sad that it wasn't. There are actually websites dedicated to this concept.
Yeah. Oh shit. Well, shit. I'm gonna have to go with Corrales on this one. Not just the fact that he did it to his baby's mama, but his baby mama was actually pregnant at the time. So it's like,
we went even harder.
We got even money. All right, so it's a draw. That means.
Wait,
are you changing
your
vote?
Changing my vote.
Oh
my!
My
vote.
Strong.
Yeah. You can't beat up a pregnant woman. What the heck?
Man. Hey, you see how bad this show is gonna get, Lee? Gosh darn it, he's bringing
going downhill real fast.
Oh my!
This is taking a nosedive real quick.
I do have a story that he killed a puppy. No, I'm just kidding.
My God! By the way, just what Billy Wright just did. Diego Corrales spit out the mouthpiece again to steal a fight. Oh my God!
Yeah, man.
That is strong, Diego. You came
I'm
hard
losing
again.
friends probably as we keep going on this show.
I never had friends to begin with.
All right. Oh no, we're never having any of these people on. Like we're kind of.
Oh my God.
I should have reduced this. This is really bad on my part. I gotta delete all this and fix it. I didn't realize it was going to look this bad. I'm going to just have to give you guys. Well, I didn't know that it doesn't move with the screen. All right.
Yeah, no doubt. I didn't. Yeah,
all right. Let me delete all this, and let me refix this so I've got the entire bracket on the screen, and let me use my pen. So we've got AG round one here, and stolen again by spitting out the mouthpiece. DC. All right. Tough fight. I'm going to start with you this time, Billy. Mike Tyson convicted, even though he claims his innocence. Versus Bernard, I went to jail forever, then became a boxer, Hopkins. Tough fight.
Yeah. I Bernard went to prison, did his time, he got out, and he got his life back and became champion. My hat's off to Bernard. Okay. Mike Tyson got out of prison and didn't change. He actually became more of a thug. I like Mike. He's all right and everything nowadays, but there was a time when Mike was just unapproachable and unsafe to be around for anyone. And so I'm going to have to go Mike Tyson.
Strong. I go to you, Andrew Labouche. Mike Tyson, Bernard Hopkins.
Totally riding that wave. That's Mike Tyson all the way. Like he said, Hopkins turns his life around, and he just model citizen ever since he, what he did as a young man. Mike Tyson, not the case at all. And even right now, you guys, he sells a lot of his money where he's generating right now is on behind weed and stuff, right? That's really where
CBD oil or something.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like he came back and started writing children's books and then stuff like that. So yeah, I'm gonna go Tyson.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. By the way, shameless plug. Hold on, I gotta switch pens. Shameless plug insertion. Go check out Earthly Worlds by Billy Wright. There you go. All right. Back to the tournament. It's up to you, Miguel. And by the way, follow him at Fight Fiend Migs. This will definitely be on his timeline. Trust me, because this is the craziest tournament ever created. Are you sweeping it?
I'm considering that, one of the reasons Bernard was in prison was like fucking, mugging and some other felonies and whatnot. I don't think anything as serious as rape. I'm gonna have to go with Mike Tyson on this one. He advances.
Mike Tyson advances. I don't even have to vote. Tough fight coming up here, kids. Pernell Sweet Pea, that's not my cocaine, Whitaker, versus Antonio, I poured cement into my gloves, Margarito. I kind of know how the boxer is going to vote on this one, so I'll start with you, Billy. Cement in the gloves, bro. Cement. He plastered.
That's it's like, if you can't do it without cheating, don't do it. Right. Especially when you can cause that kind of injury to somebody. That's when I want them little guys. You know what? Come get in the ring with me, you B.I. Put all the cement you can put in your gloves and try it with me. It ain't gonna make a difference. That's what pisses me off. I'm gonna go with the cheater.
Strong. I actually know Andrew's vote. I hate to already go there, but Andrew, go ahead. You may have 2 minutes on how much you hate Antonio Margarito again. We haven't done it in months.
Pernell Whitaker evicted his mother from a house he bought her because this is what I mean. Skeletons in the closet, bro. This is what I'm talking about.
This is turning into a stronger segment than I ever planned for.
Darker segment.
I just wanted to, fuck with Pernell a little. Rest in peace, legend. But that was dirty. That was dirty. Don't take your mom to court.
That's strong. That's really strong. That's strong. But when
you ruin men's careers, we're talking multiple undefeated records he ruined. We're talking millions of dollars he took away from Cotto's family. We're talking he blew up a man's ear on live television on ESPN and laughed about it, was smiling after the fight. I thought he should have gotten attempted murder charges when they found it on the Mosley night. Some assault in the first degree, whatever the highest criminal charge you can bring to a man using a weapon in a fight, he should have been nailed with. It's Antonio Margarito all day. Pernell gets away with evicting his mother.
Ooh. Well, no, I think Pernell was a sleeper. I think this is like a unanimous decision. I don't think that this would be like a KO, but it would. I think Pernell would be strong like most of his fights. It goes to you, Migs.
Oh, no shit. What a controversial, even in death. You're right, Lee. Controversial decision.
Pernell
You're right.
That's strong in the 12th round with.
That's a good
one.
Oh,
yeah, I evicted my mom.
Have a good day, buddy.
Go ahead. What have you got for me, Migs? Sweep it.
Yeah, man. That's when Margarito got caught, Margachito got caught, with a fucking plaster. It's like, it takes every other victory he's ever had, you know what I'm saying? And that really puts into question his other victories. And when you do that much, or potentially can do that much damage to an opponent with that shit, yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Margachito. He's gonna advance on this one.
I don't even have to vote again on this one. Although Andrew makes a very strong case of Pernell Whitaker evicting his mom. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., who winds up with a weird 4th seed, who likes to do drugs, who's had a meltdown. He has not been arrested. He has married into drug cartels. He has done ecstasy and shot some of the craziest videos I've ever seen. He takes on a real guy. Where do we begin about Floyd Mayweather and his criminal career? This is a strong matchup. I go to you first, Miguel. Floyd Mayweather versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. This is a fight of the night matchup.
It is. Man, this is a tough one. Let me see here. I like Junior. I do. I kind of like his videos of him and some fucking hookers that he posted on his Instagram. But Floyd Mayweather. I think
the ecstasy training video is really strong. That and training in the garage where the sprint video. Let's just go with the sprint video that everybody trashed. But honestly, he's not a criminal, even though he married a criminal's daughter. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Floyd Mayweather, legitimately, I'm going to make my case for Floyd because he always wins by a 12-round decision all the time.
Okay.
Floyd, you basically hit your kids, your wife, you hit houses, Floyd has lost his shit completely.
Yeah, exactly. And ultimately, like, I just don't feel like the things that Junior has done have been that bad. I mean, yeah, they were bad, but not the criminal, I guess, level. I'm going to have to go with Floyd on this one, another 12-rounder.
12-round decision. Andrew, Chavez Jr. versus Mayweather.
This is an easy fight. Would have been an easy fight in real life. It's an easy fight in this contest we have right here. Floyd Mayweather is going to take this, and the fact that he beat his baby mama in front of his kids to the point where one had to jump the fence and run to a security
guard.
Fact
that the baby mama is currently dead as well.
No. Well, yeah,
that too.
Now, yeah, Chavez Jr. dipshit of the kids' next generation of fighters, but not a criminal at all. So no.
And I go with you, Billy, for the sweep. Floyd Mayweather, the actual real criminal of this, or Chavez Jr. just being a complete lunatic?
I love that Chavez is a lunatic. I think it's awesome.
So do I, or we'd have nothing to talk about every week.
Yeah, I think Mayweather is pound for pound the biggest douchebag that ever put on gloves.
Right. You're two fights away from, I think, the one you're going to call the biggest douchebag in boxing, and I think he's the sleeper of this whole thing. But I'm with you.
Right now, Mayweather's pound for pound until I hear something different. Because who knows how many times he's done what he's done, just didn't get caught for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fought his way out of it.
Strong. No, I hear you. Oscar De La Hoya, been arrested multiple times, so he does have the criminal record. Showed up in fishnets, likes to put household appliances, and has been caught for that with females up in the Pasadena area. Taking on, I think this is a sleeper fight, and I don't think Oscar has a chance. The dude who killed his wife, then killed himself in jail, Edwin Villario. I'll start with you this time, Andrew. I don't even think there's a question here. I think this is a first-round knockout, personally.
You're absolutely right. This is Pacquiao De La Hoya all over again. This right here, Oscar De La Hoya, yes, DUI is bad. Seriously, issues with the drinking and driving. Edwin Villario, a whole nother ball game. We're talking arrested for beating family members, beating his wife, and ultimately killing her in a hotel room. Talking to man about
I'm starting to see a sleeper in this tournament, Andrew.
We're talking about a man who was, what was his record? 30-0 with 30 knockouts.
No. He was on top of the world. He
was on top of the world in boxing. He's on top of the world in the criminal world too. Edwin Villario was a ticking time bomb that no one could stop, and ultimately it cost his wife her life.
I go to Billy Wright. Do you really want to think the number one contender in this tournament who actually got a low ranking? Oscar De La Hoya takes on the only guy who's actually been convicted of murder and ultimately killed himself because of the murder, Edwin Villario.
No, he killed himself in the jail cell, Lee.
Yeah,
he hung himself, yeah.
He hung right. I honestly, I'm sorry for cutting you guys off. I honestly think it was his connection to the dictator he had tattooed on his chest. They were separating themselves from him. No one wants a murderer as their friend. But he never made it to trial. He got killed in his jail cell.
Can you guys all see a second round matchup between Villario and Don King just about to happen? Like I can already tell you where this is going because it's a no-brainer in my universe, and that's the toughest fight of the night. Billy, Villario versus De La Hoya. I kind of
definitely. I like De La Hoya. You know, he was a good champion. So he's got some substance abuse problems. And that's not. I don't think that's not compared to this guy right here. It's like kindergarten versus college grad. So all the way first round knockout Villario.
All right, we'll make that one easy because I know where this.
Hey, can we all say we would like to party with Oscar until he invites us to the after party?
Yeah, no, you don't want to be at the after party. No, you don't want to be at the after party.
I'm
Legit,
tired, bro. You know it's getting late.
You definitely don't want to be at the after party. What I think is the fight of the night that I've been waiting for, especially with Billy. This is literally your main event of the evening. It did get relegated to one of the later rounds. You get to start this. Don King. Where do we even begin? Look, even what we speculate about Don King. Taking on the PBC, Showtime, and Al Heyman. This is your main event of the evening. I go to you, Miguel, first. Woo, strong fight, bro.
It is a strong fight. You know, some of the underhanded things that Heyman and PBC and Showtime have done, it pisses me off to read some of the shit that they've done. However, the fact that that Don King pretty much got away with stomping a dude like Stone Cold Steve Austin style, and did very little time for it. I'm gonna have to go with Don King on this one. It's close, but Don King got this one. He moves on.
I move over to you, Billy Wright. Tough fight. Don King, PBC, Showtime, Al Heyman. The people who literally took $24 million. I'm sorry, Andrew. How much did they take away based on Steven Espinosa at Showtime? $40-50 million. What he was going to get from DAZN.
Oh yeah. Plus,
Easily.
I mean, Lee, we're talking Dillian White offers. We're talking Klitschko offers. Klitschko and them offered him $15 million years ago, and they said no to that. So there's a lot of money there lost.
This is the legit battle of the henchmen. I go to you, Billy Wright. Who is the baddest group on the planet?
And I mean, yeah, you guys know. You talk about a few $1 million that Hyman, the Al guy did, whatever, right? Let me tell you something about King. King has been robbing fighters for how many decades now? 4 or 5 decades?
Yeah.
He actually talked.
Not only did he get away with murder, fighters have died broke. And King has done nothing to step in and start a foundation to help his champions, the guys that made him who he is financially. He's done nothing to start a foundation to even try to help them a little bit. He's done nothing. He's given back nothing. So to me, he's nothing. He's a douchebag. Don King wins.
Ooh, that's 2 TKOs, and that's the ruling on this show. We don't even need an Andrew vote on this. Don King steals it with the 3 knockdown rule. And the easiest.
I'm going to give my opinion on this.
No, go ahead. Because I'd love to hear you.
Because this is my baby right here. Years ago, if you go back to the tapes on FightNet, Al Heyman was this generation's Don King. I told everyone this. I seen the writing on the wall, what he was doing, what he was creating with the PBC, how he didn't have Floyd in the picture, but everyone acted like he made Floyd's career. Okay, you still don't see Floyd a part of the BBC. No, Al Heyman has taken a lot. We're talking $1 billion. What was that?
They took 500. They took 500 million and started.
I could have swore it was over that, but yeah. It's hundreds of millions of dollars that he took out from these investors, and these guys. He hasn't turned up a Floyd Mayweather since. He had multiple undefeated fighters, multiple prospects in this sport. Basically, HBO's whole stable went Al Heyman. One whole generation. None of them became Floyd. None of them are in that position right now to sell pay-per-views the way Floyd was doing it. But
yes,
he didn't learn all the tricks of Don King. And in the fight, I do think Don King pokes him. And that's how Don King wins this fight.
Easy enough. And
they are friends.
They are.
They say Don King is the one
I'm not even sure Al Heyman is still a real person. I stick to this.
He's real.
Until I see Al Heyman.
He's like the Sasquatch of the boxing world.
He is the Sasquatch of the boxing world. And personally, my favorite fight of the evening, and probably the easiest fight of the evening, Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. actually made the list. Yeah, he does. Yeah,
it's hard.
He screwed up pretty epically. He did well.
Yeah.
Versus the guy who just keeps messing up, Billy Joe Saunders, who literally got the number 2 seed based on his epic "This is how you hit your wife on a heavy bag" video. I will start with you this time, Miggs. Billy Joe versus Chavez Sr.
Man, okay. So let me see here. What Billy Joe did was pretty bad. It's not something that you really want to put out there on social media.
He has been suspended. I want to throw that in. All right.
Yep, exactly. He's definitely paying for it. He's paying for it. Yeah, and he's given an apology. I don't know how. That seems pretty transparent.
By the way, his second one that's his second apology after the crack pipe hooker video episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's working hard. He's working really hard.
Yeah, he's trying to recover. But I mean, considering that this video was about something that he actually, to my knowledge, hasn't done. So the kind of damage that Chavez Sr. has done to Chavez Jr.'s life, with all the shit that Jr. has seen, I'm probably gonna have to go with Sr. on this one. It's gonna be another close one, another Richard Steele stopping it at the end of the fucking fight.
That sounds like a UD. I go to you, Andrew. We got a UD for Chavez Sr., which I didn't expect. I thought Saunders would just go in and just TKO Chavez in the first round with his current antics. He's been working hard. I go to you, Chavez Sr. versus Billy Joe Saunders.
There was rumors he was high while fighting. There was rumors he had ties to a Mexican cartel that killed many. I mean, we know he was a friend of El Chapo. One of El Chapo's undermen even went to one of his son's fights in Las Vegas. He beat his wife so bad she was in the hospital for 2 weeks after the De La Hoya defeat. That's the one that really wins it for Chavez Sr. in this matchup. I don't like Billy Joe. Billy Joe's done a lot of stupid things. Throwing chickens. His son hit a man below the belt during an interview.
During the weigh-ins, I think it was.
The face-off or whatever, he went and punched him below the belt. He's done a lot. The video, the crack video, the knock your wife out during the quarantine video. He's done a lot, but nothing. Chavez got a lot. Chavez got a lot of dark secrets. You don't hang out with El Chapo and not be considered one of the biggest douchebags of the sport. And it's hard for me to say that. I know, Lee. It's hard for me to say that, but you can't look past facts.
Wow, that goes to you, Billy. You are the Julie Letterman of this moment. So if you want to go off the rails, feel free. That's a running joke. I admit it. I'm just never going to let her off for her voting. All right, give it to me.
All right. Well, I got to say, Chavez Sr. I mean, look, I got friends too. I'm not gonna say who they are, okay? So that doesn't make
he's dropping tea on this show.
That doesn't make you a bad person, just because other people have different professions than we do. Just because you know someone that has a profession that might not be smiled upon by the world doesn't make you a bad person because you know him, you hang out with them because. Chapo might be a funny guy. We don't know. He might have a good sense of humor.
If your friend is killed like 30,000 people,
all right. I'm going to qualify this. I did have a friend. I will say this about me. I did have a friend who was a drug dealer that I did play chess with a lot, and he was a nice guy. He was a great guy. I mean, I hear you, Billy. Are you going for a secret pool for Saunders on this?
Yeah, I don't know. I think Saunders like needs to shut up. You know what I mean? Like, Chavez did beat his wife. I don't like that. I'm like, I don't like violence against women and kids. Yeah. I have a real soft spot for that. Growing up in the system the way I did as a youth in orphanages and foster homes, and so I really advocate against that. And so that makes me so I know that Saunders hasn't been charged of, but what are you making? I mean, why would you glorify violence against women?
He's an idiot and likes to do crack. Like clearly, he gets hooked up on crack and makes videos. Clearly.
Yeah. So for me, it's a draw. They're equally, but they're both.
Full Julie Letterman on me.
He's got to flip a coin on this one.
No, I'm actually the third vote. I haven't voted yet, and everybody's made a very strong comment on this. And just to make it real simple, JCC. And I'm going to tell you why. Chavez Jr. is so messed up because of his.
Yeah.
Like messing up your kid as a dad, Billy knows this. Andrew knows this. Miguel doesn't know this because he doesn't know his children. But the reality is our job as parents is keep them off the stripper pole, keep them from robbing a liquor store. Like, that's your only gig as a dad. Like, that's literally the only thing you have to do is make sure they don't wind up with a 50-year-old guy when they turn 20. And Chavez Sr. literally turned Junior into a hot, sweaty mess. Like, that alone makes you, dude, he had a first round KO, in my opinion. Like, you guys are all voting on these weird unanimous decisions and split decisions. Screw that. Senior messed up Junior so bad, he wound up with a drug dealer's daughter. He started making high videos of him training, started taking fights that were so beyond his scope that it was ridiculous just to get daddy to love me. And I'm telling you.
I got another rumor. You guys want to hear another rumor?
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
One of his children is from the wife of Jose Luis Ramirez.
There we go.
Yikes. His former sparring partner, right?
Yeah.
It is a split. It is a split decision, but Chavez.
Lee, let me stop you real quick. Before you make your split decision, we might turn it back to a top player.
All right,
Listen,
all right.
I grew up in the most abusive environment possible, known to mankind. Okay.
All right.
And I made a choice, man. I made a choice, and I have 9 kids now. I have 9 kids. I've never raised my hand to one of them.
Nice.
It's a choice.
It is a choice.
Junior is making choices. He's making those choices. Now, his dad was a shitty influence and put him in horrible environments when he grew up. No doubt, no question. But Junior made the choice.
Yeah.
He didn't have to make those choices. I didn't pick up a crap fight.
My argument back on this because I grew up in kind of a weird, mentally abusive environment as well. All right, so here's my argument. If any one of your kids came to you, Billy, and said, Daddy, I need you to love me. I don't feel love. Like, I'm not getting that love back, right? And you're still on this whole daddy love me kick, and you're still messed up at his age and being a boxer because it's such an internal thing, right? It's the reason I fight. It's the reason I take jiu-jitsu. And he's still that messed up. How bad is Senior?
Oh, yeah, there's probably stuff we don't know. I mean, of course. But still, Junior has to make his own choices. At some point, you grow up, and you can't have a daddy complex or a mommy complex.
I get
that. And you got to be a man or a woman, whatever it is, whatever the case may be. Bad things happen to good people every day. It doesn't mean you get to be a bad person.
Oh, I hear that.
Doesn't give you the right to be bad.
By the way, Billy, it's why I stay sequestered and don't take fights that will actually get me killed. I can't get off. All right, so that's the end of the first round. I see that we're not going to get to a watch along. It's just going to be this tournament because Billy's got to. Let's go to Complete Worlds real quick. Go check out Billy Wright's book. Go on Amazon. It's Kindle Unlimited for free. For free. If you want to buy it, it's $9.95. The paperback is $17.95. We are at the end of the first round of this tournament. We were going to do a watch along. I'm just telling you, I had no idea that we literally created the greatest of all time. Yes.
I have a nominee for douchebag of the coronavirus.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay, so after we're done with this, just remind me. I'll write it down right now.
You got special mention. All right, so let's get to the second round because we got to keep plugging Billy's book indefinitely because all of you want to see me get knocked out. And by the way, wait, let me go back to it again. All you got to do is go to Amazon, get Kindle Unlimited, 100% free, make Billy Wright famous. It'll turn into a movie because anybody who's got any creative content, Billy's going to be rich. He's going to be the next, who's Harry Potter? AG, what's her name? By the way, she's single, by the way. She's single. Yeah. I got to figure that out.
Well, figure that out. Make that happen because just imagine how our kids are being. You know, we're both twisted with these magical worlds. We'll have a little wizard, right?
There you go. Go get Earthly Worlds. It's free on Kindle Unlimited. You can get a paperback book, an actual hard print book. If you buy it and send it to Billy, I guarantee he will sign it. Because if you pay $17.95 for that book, send it to Billy. Just find him on social media. He's not hard to find. Send it to him. He will sign it and probably inscribe it at $17.95. Like that's a crazy paperback price. I would recommend buying the one-time shot or the Kindle Unlimited. But hey, if you want to go full paperback, knock yourselves out. I'm putting Billy on a limb, but I'm pretty sure he's going to sign your book. I'm pretty sure if you buy that,
100%.
100%. All right,
Nice.
we're not doing a watch along. This turned into the greatest segment in Fight Net radio history. And by the way, shout out to our friend Sam, who said, Lee, how are you going to keep up the coronavirus great episodes? I have done it. This is literally the most viral thing we have ever created, Andrew. This is
No, this is your baby here.
Oh
No
my
one's
God.
ever seen it.
Yeah, don't scare Andrew into this.
Yeah.
Well, no. Okay, so you guys don't know this. We have a guy named Sam Navajero in New Zealand who I have review every show. And Sam goes, you're right. The last 4 or 5 shows with the watch-alongs, all your voices, everything you're doing, the views, everything you guys are doing, tens of thousands of views. You're killing it. He goes, I don't see how you can keep it up. And I shout out to you, Sam. If this isn't the greatest thing we've ever done up to date, I don't know. Tell me, Andrew.
You told him to stop saying that. He said, stop saying that.
I'm putting myself over. I am the Ric Flair of Fight Night Radio. All right. Round the Elite 8. All right. Ooh, strong. I start with you, Miguel. Arturo Gotti takes on Diego Chico Corrales. Oh. It just got real fast.
Got real.
It did.
Getting real.
It did. Do you want the recommendations here? I just want straight votes. Let's just clear this round because I actually know who's going to win this tournament. I feel like I should write it down on an envelope so I can pop it up. But I'm telling you, I kind of got a feeling on where you guys are going at the end of this. But all right.
Okay. Well, two gentlemen who are no longer with us, unfortunately. Let's take a look here. I still think, striking a woman, especially when she's pregnant, is like the worst thing ever. To just kind of go through like a, quick one here. I'm going to have to go with Corrales on this one. He moves on to the next one.
Ooh, strong. I go to you, Billy Wright. Diego Chico Corrales, the man who spits a mouthpiece, takes on Arturo, that's not my cocaine Gotti.
I'm going with Chico. Beat your woman, Corrales, who's a douche.
Yeah, he is. He's kind of a sleeper in this tournament, remarkably. I mean, the fact that he is a douche. Hitting women, by the way, shout out to Max Kellerman for making a comment again. Fuck you, bro. Andrew, make it a clean sweep.
Oh, this is definitely a clean sweep. On this second round, a lot of these first-time offenders, they're going to get breaks here, and these guys with the serious records, they are going to move on, and Corrales had a serious record. It was very sad.
KO for Diego Chico Corrales in round number 2. Strong again. He's got the shorts on and the whole bit. And all right, the fight we've all been waiting for, and I'm going to start with you, Billy. Mike Tyson, bad human being who's kind of cleaned up his life, versus the man who's got to wear plaster of Paris, Antonio Margarito.
I still got to go.
Strong fight. This is like a draw fight. This is a UD waiting to happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna say. I'm a fan of Mike. I've known Mike since like '85.
Did you meet a tiger? Wait, I got to know this. Did you ever meet a tiger?
I never met his tiger. No.
All right, just checking.
Yeah.
Tyson Margarito.
I'm gonna go Margarito.
Woo! Plaster of Paris coming into you, Andrew. Is it Plaster of Paris or the man who actually was convicted of rape and literally
convicted of rape? Yes. Once again, this is what I probably should have saved my one-time offender thing. Hey, right? You got to give Mike credit for that. At least he's never went, repeat offender. We've never even seen Mike in a domestic case. So I'm going to give him that credit. He gets out for good credit, good behavior. And Antonio Margarito moves on because of I'm telling you, Kermit Cintrone, undefeated. Miguel Cotto, undefeated. He ruined guys' lives. These guys, Kermit Cintrone, this guy was a 2-time national wrestler in the NCAA. He was an IBF undefeated power punching welterweight, skill level, athlete all the way. He was cheated twice against Margarito. Margarito I believe knocks him out twice. In the second fight, he's crying. He's crying because he knows
he's out with a body shot in the rematch.
Yeah.
Strong. I go to you, Miguel. Are you sweeping for Margarito?
Man,
it's strong. It's strong.
Yes, I hate to sound so biased and go with my countrymen, but I have to go with Margarito. He's gonna have to move on here.
AM makes it into the final four. Oh my God, what a mind-blowing final four so far. All right. Floyd Mayweather, who is Billy Wright's sleeper of the fight, taking on Edwin Villario, who I personally think is the sleeper of this tournament. I will start with you this time, Andrew. Floyd Mayweather fucks everybody, made us all believe he couldn't read. He puts himself over everybody. He literally used Kobe Bryant's death, taking on a man who killed his wife.
I'm going to tell you something. I don't think any of the Mayweathers could read, and the apple don't fall far from the tree. So I just got to be a little truthful there. Hey, no, I'm just playing with Floyd.
This is a stronger tournament than even I could have conceived of.
I'm just fucking with Floyd. Floyd could pull out his calculator and shit on my world, so I get it. I get what he's going to tweet out. It's Edwin Valero. Come on. It's Edwin Valero. This guy was terrible. He was a bad human being. It's going to be very hard for him to be topped, in my opinion.
Yeah.
No doubt. I go to you, Miguel. Edwin Villario, the killer, versus Floyd Mayweather, the career killer.
The career killer, yeah. The hog, the spotlight hog. Okay, so this one I kind of went back and forth a couple of times. I started to lean towards Valero, as we all are. But like one thing that I do want to bring up is the fact that he ended up hanging himself in jail, so he kind of got
right. He did the right thing.
Floyd Mayweather is still on this goddamn earth. Yeah.
That's so strong and a great point. Ooh, that's strong. Strong, right? It's strong. Before I go to you, Billy, he did the right thing and took his life.
Yeah.
Floyd has not taken his life. I know where you're going with this, Miggs. I'm just trying to speed it up because Billy and Andrew have kids.
Right. Okay.
Billy, this is strong.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go with Floyd on this one. He moves on. Sorry, guys.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Billy, at least Edwin Villario had the nerve to take his own life.
Yes. And Valerio weren't all of his victims under his roof. Like he only attacked his family.
Yeah, you're gonna ruin this. Okay, it's
okay. And Mayweather's reach goes way beyond his roof. You know what I mean?
And by the way, I'm now putting him as the number one seed at this moment.
Yeah. So. I'm gonna have to go Mayweather because I just.
Ooh!
I know, Lee. You're not paying attention.
Oh, wait. I apologize. I personally can't get around killing anyone. All right. I don't want to overturn because I would love to vote for Floyd Mayweather. I would. I think he is the most epic douchebag, but I think it's 100%. I'm going to make my argument. Floyd Mayweather, this is an act. All right. Yes. Domestic violence. Look. How many boxers in history?
Wait, you didn't let me finish.
All right.
Okay, so Valerio, I believe, was mentally ill.
Yep.
He had a mental illness.
Yeah. And the car accident fucked him up too.
He's got the head trauma. No doubt.
That went undiagnosed, and he could not control himself. And I'm not making excuses for Valerio, and my condolences to anyone he's ever hurt or is gone because of him. But I'm just saying that mental illness is a real thing. The CPE stuff and NFL players and all this other stuff that goes on. And they don't know what they're doing. They may know, but they can't control it. It's an uncontrollable thing. So even though he did kill his wife and he did do some horrible things to his family members, it is hard to say. It's not like he's out. Like he didn't go out of his way. He didn't on purpose run people down to. You know what I'm saying? So killing people's bad, no question. You can't blame mental illness for people killing people, but it is a real thing. PTSD is a real thing. soldiers killing people, and they have PTSD, or they have flashback from war. There's a lot of things. And what kind of childhood did Valero have?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's strong. That is strong.
What kind of
it's a strong argument. Look, you've changed my vote already. I've already eliminated. I mean, I got to be honest. That's a strong argument. I think Floyd Mayweather is about Floyd Mayweather over his family, over his kids, over anything in his life. I hear you. And literally, I think he's kind of the mastermind behind the PBC, Showtime, and everything else. I think Floyd is about Floyd and making Floyd.
He's actually lucky that he did hang himself, because Venezuela is in shambles right now. The guy he has on his chest kind of fucking destroyed that country.
No, I'm gonna make a stronger argument. Let's say you do something stupid, all right? Like what's the guy from the Patriots? Like, at least you had the nerve to go to your jail cell and like, yeah, I messed up. I'm gonna do myself.
Yeah.
Right?
Ramirez, right? I think it was Hernandez or something.
Hernandez. I watched the special on this because I've been stuck at home for 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality is, Edwin Hilario, for all his negativity,
3 murder charges.
I hear you, and he did it. By the way, and he did it.
Yeah,
okay?
there was. Yeah.
But in this case, Floyd is still alive, doing crazy press releases, still ruining lives. He's got Gervonta Davis believing that, yeah, it's okay, bro. I know what you're doing. It's cool. We're going to still make you, right? Like Floyd Mayweather is quietly becoming Showtime, Don King, PBC, Al Heyman. Like, he's literally quietly, like, when he capitalized on Kobe, your douche level just went through the roof, okay? I was going to fight in 2020. I was going to fight Pacquiao, but you know what? Kobe died. What are you talking about, dickbag? Like, in LA, you would have been crucified for that statement. I hear you, Billy. Billy, are you Floyd Mayweather still strong?
Yeah, Floyd Mayweather's the douche.
All right, I'm saying Floyd Mayweather. Billy's converted me. I'm looking for one convert out of Andrew or Miggs.
Oh, for the sake of the show, let's move on. Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Come on, we got.
Floyd's gotten real strong here at the end. All right, Don King. Ooh, this is strong. Don King versus Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., the man who ruined a child. I will start with you this time, Andrew. Don King, JCC.
Don King used to pay Chavez $25,000 per title defense out of the States.
I think this is a TKO.
It's a TKO.
I'm going to say it out loud. I think it's a TKO because Don
TKO. And do you know how much money that man made just on the TV rights to Chavez fighting for $25K? $25K. He made that in the pesos in Mexico, right? 25. He said, "Here, take all that. That's all yours. Great job."
Oh, strong. Yeah. I go to you, Billy, and I know you have strong feelings on the big DK, who is a big DK, taking on Chavez Sr. This is a strong one. This is a strong fight, but I'm going to make my argument. Don King actually fucked Chavez Sr. a couple of times. Well, more than a couple of times.
He did that. He did that with hundreds of fighters. And so, but in this matchup, Don King didn't destroy his child, Carl King. Carl King is walking in Dad's footsteps, and and in the business and stuff. And so, in this case, it's almost a draw, but I'm gonna give a split decision to Chavez.
Woo! It's 1-1, Miggs. I'm gonna give you the final vote on this. I'm not gonna vote. Don King, the man who has literally destroyed people, against Chavez Sr., who literally destroyed family and friends, and a son who is literally on the verge of being a Columbine shooter at this point. Who do you take in the Elite Eight?
Okay, so damn, this was good.
It's a good fight.
It is. It kind of feels like it's kind
fight
of
of the night. It's fight of the night. It literally
like,
turned
I'm gonna
into
get you
fight
now,
of the
fool.
night.
You know, I don't know. Chavez was kind of a dumb fuck in his career, and I think he's a dumb fuck now. I think King is going to screw him over once more. I'm going to have to go with King, probably cheating his way to the next round. So I'm going to go Don King on this one.
Don King. So you're saying Don King bought the decision, which, by the way, wouldn't be shocking in Las Vegas. And by the way, just for historical prospect, because Billy and I are old enough for that, it was at the Hilton. All right, it was at the Hilton. Yeah, I'm dating myself. Before we finish the last couple of rounds, let me get to this. Go to Earthly Worlds on Amazon. I know you guys are watching this. You guys are enjoying it. This is a lot of fun, and I know we're picking fun at a lot of boxers at their expense, but they did stupid shit. So that's how Fight Net Radio works. Go to Earthly Worlds on Amazon. Get the Kindle Unlimited if you have Prime already. Get the book for free. If you do it, I'm telling you, when Corona's over, I'm going to let Billy catch me right above the ear, and you guys are going to get the dream match you guys have all been waiting for, me getting knocked out. And by the way, for Billy, for your record, I have never been knocked out by any fighter in any Pan Am game, any
challenge them.
Tournament. There it is. Oh, no. One punch. If you can't knock me out, bro, we're going to find out the truth. I'm challenging. Throwing down, brother. Joining us on the phone is Hulk Hogan.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when you can't knock me out?
He's gonna get knocked out. Watch, bro.
Well, I'm cold. Yeah, I know I am. He's gonna throw it for real. All right, everybody, just get on board with the project. Let's get to the next round and get Billy out of here and Andrew, because they got to go hide toilet paper. Has anybody seen the toilet paper Easter thing, which I think is the funniest thing ever?
Oh,
all right.
Geez.
No, there's a video.
Yeah, no, I believe it. I believe it.
Final four.
Oof.
And we're going to do winner. All right. We're going to do it right here. We're going to get it all over with.
All right.
The sleeper in the tournament who has secretly made it to the third round, remarkably, Diego Chico Corrales takes on Antonio Plaster of Paris Margarito. I start with you, Miguel. Woo! Strong fight.
It is a strong fight. Damn. You know, that I can't let go of the fact that Corrales is whooping the chick's ass, especially when she's pregnant. I anticipate him spitting out his mouthpiece one more time, or taking it out with his glove, trying to get by, per instructions of Goosen. So I'm gonna have to go with Corrales on this one. He moves on to the next round.
By the way, kudos to Miggs for a Goosen reference. We haven't done that in a while. I move on to you, Billy Wright. Diego Chico Corrales versus Antonio Margarito.
The baby, this guy beat up a woman and a baby at the same time. So the guy should get his head lopped off. So he gets it.
Andrew, is it a clean sweep?
I'm not gonna do a clean sweep here, because Margarito is attempted murder every time he gets in the ring with cement too. I think we got to give the Corraleses a little bit. One, he's very lucky nothing ever happened to that baby, right? The baby was born. They all stayed together and lived healthy. I believe she's still very active in
with him. Yes, absolutely.
Yes, Corrales' memory right now. Neither even works with one of the sanctioning body, or is it the State Athletic Commission? She might even be a part of the commission in Las Vegas. Whatever the case is, he stood with her. They got through it, right?
Yep.
I hate Margarito. One, I was very close to Margarito's team. I was a big push back then. I wanted Margarito to get his shot. I was ringside with in the Cotto fight when he fought Cotto. I was very happy for him, and then my whole life got turned upside down when that cement shit came out. Dead serious. I felt like he fucking ripped me off too. So that's where my hate for Margarito comes from so much. So I'm gonna say Margarito. I still pass.
Wow,
on Margarito.
It's on me for the first time in literally 2 rounds. And Andrew, who did I represent in my fight with Danny Bonaducci?
Diego Corrales.
And why do you think he made it to the final 2? Dude, you hit a woman who had you. Oh my God. And shout out to Max Kellerman. Wait, hold on. Shout out to Max Kellerman for even making a joke about hitting your wife. Fuck you. And by the way, first round callback to Billy Joe Saunders. Fuck you as well. All right, hitting women just because it's just fuck. I had a friend. Wait, I'm gonna say this because this has turned into a weird, funny, haha, and educational moment. I had a friend in Oxnard who got beat up. Both of you guys know this story. where I went over to go fucking find this guy and pop a lock on him. Like I was literally going to rip a socket out. And I let her hit me. And she looked at me and she goes, well, he said it was okay. I said, yeah, it's never, I don't care what level of woman you are. I have literally sparred with women. As Billy, I'm sure you've sparred over at the art. Shout out to the RJJ gym. You've sparred with women, Billy, correct?
Not
roughly. I know you and I both know this. You always pull back, right? Like you're just playing around. It's all fun and games. I'm going to say this. Any man
it's what your defense with women. That's all.
Right. And I'm a BJJ guy who's actually rolled with women. I have pulled everything. I have allowed them to be in more control because I want them to be empowered. Diego Chico Corrales is the biggest piece of shit ever to walk the planet. Hit a woman who is pregnant. Go fuck yourself. All right. I hope you burn in your grave. Like, I want to believe in an afterlife where if you do something like that, it's like a Hot Ones episode where you're eating hot sauce every day and hating life. Like, it's such a scumbag move. One, to hit a woman. All right. And most of these people on this list have all done it once. Congratulations, everyone. But the reality of she's pregnant, you piece of living crap. Like, how do you even live with yourself? I don't want to say karmatically that your motorcycle accident was due, but bro, you were due. Diego Chico Corrales by TKO to sweep.
You know what the rumor was before that accident? He was at the bar with Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, that would be
him and Floyd.
By the way, this is why Floyd's going to get strong here in the Final Four.
Yeah.
All right, I'm starting with you, Billy. Your sleeper for this fight, the man you picked as the number one contender, Floyd Money Mayweather, taking on the man who has done you sideways, who's done every fighter sideways, Don King. That's a strong fight.
Wow. That's a strong fight. That's a strong fight. It's a strong fight. So I'm gonna put it like this. I'm gonna put in it. So Don King steals money from fighters, but the fighters made more money with Don King than they would have made with another promoter. So, like, let's say if you make $1 million with Don King, you're only going to make $50,000 with another promoter. So you ended up with $500,000. So you ended up with 10 times much more money and much more fame with Don King. Don King took the lion's share, but he brought you to the lion's show. So, in that regard, kudos to Don King for doing good business. It's raunchy business, but in his world, that's how he operates. And but Don King, like, even though, like, when he was young, he killed somebody and whatever. We don't know the whole story to that. Only he does. Only the guy who stomped out at it does. So, and it was so long ago. It's history, right? Don King nowadays isn't really doing nothing. He's not really. He's just.
Is he alive? Is Don King even?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's in his 80s now.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he's just an old ass guy with a lot of money that made a lot of money, made a lot of fighters famous, made a lot of fighters have the opportunity to be wealthy. They blew their wealth. He didn't. So that's the defense for Don King. Even though I don't approve of his business because he took a lot of lives away and didn't give nothing back. Because he didn't give anything back to the fighters, okay? Floyd Mayweather is following right in those footsteps. He doesn't do shit for anybody except himself. And you can't control who dies and who lives. People die every day. And, my pro debut was on a Roger Mayweather undercard. I've known Roger since 1986 and the family, So Roger was a cool guy, man. Roger was cool, And why didn't Floyd get any of that coolness? You know what I mean? Like, he's just such an arrogant little self-serving prick, and I don't care how much money he has. Take that money away. Who are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think that Mayweather, because Mayweather doesn't see, at least with Don King, he's taking a lot of money from everybody, but he brought his kids and his family into the business. So they can continue to take money from people, whatever. But nevertheless, he brought his kids in and taught them the business. Carl King does now what Dom is doing. You know what I mean? So, so the family still goes strong. With Mayweather, he doesn't make his family strong. Does that make sense? So
yes.
I'm only going to give it to Mayweather. Right. I'm only going to give it to Mayweather because King at least strengthened his family with his stolen money. All right. King at least strengthened his family. Mayweather has made all his money. He hasn't strengthened anybody. So Mayweather gets it.
Ooh. All right. So is that you, Miggs?
I got another argument for the Mayweather douche too. Right. It is being said, if we go to his social media, I guess he separated the little his daughter that just got the assault charge.
Yeah.
No photos of her are on his feed anymore.
He's unfollowed her.
Yeah, we'll see what he might be a little upset. It's going to be some heavy bills. Now, I seen something that said 99 years. Don't hold me to it. I don't know what the official charge is, but I know Texas don't play, and she stabbed someone twice.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So those are going to be a big lawyer fees for him coming up here. And he might be a little upset with his daughter right now, but he did teach her that anger, right? When you're hitting women in front of your kids to the degree that what was done that night, it's not a surprise that your daughter lashed out on somebody. So, yeah.
I think that goes to you, Miggs. You get the deciding vote. Who is going into the final?
The final two. All right. So, damn. I was going at the very beginning. I was going to lean towards Don just because of the shit that he's done. But one of the things that Billy did mention, it's in the past now. Okay, it's done. He's not doing much now. Yeah, he has his family in here, but I suspect that Floyd is kind of in that same realm. He's going in that same direction, and he's a lot younger, so he's got much more to do and a lot more people to fuck over, a lot more spotlight to put on himself. He's got a lot of time to do that, and I think what he's going to eventually do is going to be probably worse. I'm going to have to go with Floyd on this one. He moves on to the finals.
Wow, Floyd Mayweather. Here's the fight. And by the way, oh my! All right. Hold on. We got to do the plug, just for the sake of doing the plug. Hey, go get Earthly Worlds by Billy Wright. I know you see writing all over the screen. Just follow it. Get the Kindle Unlimited. It's 100% free if you've got Prime. Buy the paperback at $17.95. Billy's already agreed. Send it to him. He will sign it for you. Bring it out to Vegas when we can all do it again live, because you can come watch me get knocked out, because clearly I see what this video is about to do. Like, we literally created something that's going to get me into so much trouble that I don't know what to care about. It is a complete fictional book. It's a complete universe. It's going to be 3 parts. It will wind up on Netflix. Billy Wright's about to be the biggest author. He is the J.K. Rowling's of his era, based on a fever dream, by battling and beating actually traumatic brain issues. Go support my friend, period. Just go type it in. Go to Earthly Worlds. Get the Kindle edition, 100% free. And that's all you got to do. All you got to do at this point. All right. This is it. And then I'm going to let Andrew and Billy go and enjoy family time. They got to go hide toilet paper for everybody. This is the fight you've been waiting for of the evening. Joining us is Mauro Ranallo. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the final rounds of the biggest douchebag competition. Mamma mia! We have Diego Chico Corrales, who dates me, taking on Floyd Money Mayweather in a one-stop knockout, drag-out douchebag fight of the night. Wow, we haven't had Mauro on in quite a while. See, Billy, you should have been on the show much sooner. Like, this is every week, by the way. Every week, this is what the show sounds like. And I'm telling you, Andrew would have you on every week just for this insanity. I'm going to start with you, Andrew. Diego Chico Corrales and his hit, A Pregnant Woman. Jesus, that's so strong. So strong coming in. He is coming in at weight. He is coming in all the way. They have actually done this. taking on Floyd Money. I have never lost, and I am a douchebag Mayweather. Andrew.
You know, when they fought, it was supposed to be one of the best lightweight fights of all time. 33-0 Diego Corrales versus 24-0 Floyd Mayweather. It turned out a one-sided. It turned out to be a one-sided beatdown. I think he dropped them 5 times that night.
5 times.
And actually flew Diego Corrales' wife to the fight and had her sitting ringside. Well, he beat the shit out of her.
Wait, hold on, Andrew. Are you making a speculation that Floyd Money Mayweather is the reason that Diego hit his wife?
No, he flew her to the fight to.
But do you think that the loss caused him?
Oh no, the rumor is. Oh, I know the rumor on that one too.
Yeah. That's what I'm going for.
Okay, the rumor is. This is all things you hear in the media, guys, in those rooms. He thought she had slept with his teammate, his friend, some guy on the team, while he was training for the fight. That she got pregnant by someone else. The kid ended up.
What?
Yeah.
Damn.
The kid
That's
ended up.
Strong. Wait, joining us by phone before I let Billy make his decision is Floyd Money Mayweather. I can't believe this. What an amazing Easter episode. Hey.
Oh.
Is it Mayweather or Tyson? I can't tell by the voice.
It's Clarissa Shields.
It's
she tries
Clarissa
to make her way
Shields.
in.
She calls in for everyone. For some reason, Lee thinks everyone says, "Hey."
I just feel that Clarissa Shields. Look, by the way,
Clarissa says
Clarissa,
that
if you're listening, because I know this is about to go viral, this is the craziest shit we've ever done on this show. Clarissa, the reason I do that, women's boxing is literally the armpit of all fighting sports. Like, female MMA fighters get a bigger spotlight than female boxers.
If one of you guys could get a sound bite of her doing that, Miggs, you in Vegas or Lee,
I'm gonna go to
that
Vegas
would be
and
awesome.
get her to say hey. Like, I'm literally waiting. If I can get a hey, that's gonna be the sound drop. I'm gonna go to you, Billy, for the second round. Floyd Money Mayweather. Shout out to Amsterdam Black Label. When you must talk about stupid fighters, Amsterdam Black Label. Floyd Money Mayweather versus Diego Chico Corrales, Billy. This is a strong fight. This is not the fight we all expected.
Actually, I think it's going to be just like the fight that they had. Corrales, he beat his woman, and while she was pregnant, which is treacherous. He should have his genitals lopped off for it. But they're back together. They're happy that he hasn't beat her up since. There's been no repeat instances. And so he's corrected his behavior. He's making her life a wonderful place. She's his queen. The baby's his baby. He's raising the baby well. So he messed up. He fell down. And he faced his shame and has moved on in a positive way. Mayweather continues.
Oh, my God.
No matter how bad he messes up.
By the way, I want to point this out in the tournament. Billy pointed out Floyd as the sleeper in this fight, and so you're putting him on to the final like a psychic?
No.
Wow.
I am writing fantasy novels. So,
well, by the way, good job, Billy. Like, you've literally nailed this tournament. All right. It's on you, Miguel, if I'm completely wrong and not paying attention, or the Amsterdam Black Label has completely trashed me. Floyd Money Mayweather, Diego Chico Corrales.
All right, so I'm gonna have to rehash the Valero excuse here. The fact that the Corrales, one way or another, is no longer with us and has paid for whatever the fuck he has done. Floyd is still out here on this fucking earth doing the things he's doing. He's going to continue doing the things that he's doing. I don't anticipate him changing in the near future or ever. So I'm going to have to go with Floyd on this one. He's going to knock Corrales down 6 times instead of 5 like before. So.
You guys all killed it. And we determined the biggest, worstest, douchiest person in boxing. And remarkably, those of you that are about to write all your comments underneath this on social media, calm the fuck down. We made solid arguments across the board. I personally thought it would have been Diego Chico Corrales for hitting a pregnant woman, but hey, what do I know? Floyd.
Yeah, that's how bad Floyd is. That he actually beat a guy who beat a woman. So yeah.
It would have been
awful.
It would have been a sad finals for Valero Corrales, though. You're talking about beat a pregnant woman, stabbed his wife multiple times. Like that's a real bad finals.
All right, that was as strong as it gets. We were gonna do a watch along. We don't need to.
No, dude, go to our Facebook page. I have a nominee for 2020.
All right. What's your so I want to hear your sleep.
Let me give a breakdown.
Go ahead.
You find it on Facebook. Let me tell Billy what this is about. So since we've been in quarantine, right, Billy? You still there?
Yes, I'm right here.
All right, we've had numerous fighters come out and do stupid things. We had Amir Khan come out and say that the COVID thing was a hoax. It's really about the 5G satellites that are going up. Don't believe anybody. So then we had Billy Joe Sanders come out and show us how to punch your wife if she annoys you during the quarantine. And what is another one? Miggs, what's the other one we had?
What the hell? What was it? Well, we said Floyd, but he's already in it. Right offhand, I don't remember who the fuck else it was.
Well, was it Floyd? What did he do in this quarantine?
Well, he said it was he's not fighting because of Roger.
He brought out his money. Remember, like he was like showing his money.
There you go. 65,000. We're estimating, Billy. He had $65,000 cash in his hand and told everyone that you make good investments and you'll get through it. Here, people, is Zab Judah with his quarantine video.
Yeah. And it's right here. The quarantine video by Zab, I've got a gun at ringside Judah. It's kind of a sleeper. It's kind of a sleeper.
It's about Crips and blood uniting. Watch. I love the last guy. Look, bang, bang, baby. Watch the blood guy.
Unbelievable.
It's fucking insane.
Billy,
it's insane, bro.
I'm gonna take all the heat on this one. You can't take
that guy. That's scary.
No, wait. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this right now and take all the heat for everybody. You can take the thug out of the hood, but you can't take the hood out of the thug.
Hey,
I mean,
we were talking about a man, Lee, that he made millions of dollars. Zab Judah's a millionaire.
He's worth about 10 grand at this moment.
I know.
I don't want to be a jerk
totally
about him.
Get that. Do you want to know why? Yeah, play the video.
He's a complete nut. Now he's siding with the Crips.
Why does he have a C?
Wow. Where was this video when you did this yesterday, Andrew? This could have been a sleeper fight.
Hey, this is for 2020 coronavirus douchebag of the 2020. There you go.
Oh, you're literally not gonna beat Amir Khan. And
I know we got Amir Khan, you got Floyd, you got Billy Joe, and now we got gang members unite. Let's not join gangs. Let's all be good humans and love your neighbor. No. Gang members unite. Oh, come on.
Billy,
Zab.
Billy,
you're 42.
Billy, you won an extra 30 minutes. Make all the plugs. Tell everybody why they should read this, and then ultimately why they should watch me get knocked out come May, June, July, August, September. I don't know, next year, whatever it is, based on whatever.
All kidding aside, Earthly World is a good book. It's gonna be a great series. It's a very visual book. When you read the book, you'll actually see yourself in the book. And that's why it's going to be that's why it's going to be a Netflix or on the movie screen. It's just really a great book. I mean, I don't want to give you too much away. There's a lot of dark, like Baron Tyrus, who's the Dark Lord of the Dark Magical Kingdom. I have the Blood Throne of Baron Tyrus, and how it was designed and very descriptive. It designs the characters. You have the Dark Elves and the Light Elves, the House of Threm. Thorath and then Jorath, who is like the right arm to Baron Tyrus.
On. What kind of fever dream did you have under these drugs that you came up with all this stuff? Like, this is, I've actually met you and you're a very rational, linear person. Like, I want to go back to this one more time in case anybody started this video late. Like, this is crazy, like, Kroll shit. Like, I'm totally down with this. But talk about this for just a second. Give it a little more background. Like, you've created, I know this from my daughter who wants to write. And by the way, I'm going to give her the book because she wants to be a fantasy writer. I'm like, let it go. Does not matter. It does not matter where it goes. Just let it go. You created worlds and tribes and battles and people. And this is all because you battled and beat a traumatic brain issue, right?
Yeah. It's called chronic ischemic small vessel disease. And that's where the blood vessels, the small blood vessels in the brain collapse and die. Therefore, no blood or oxygen gets to that part of the brain. Therefore, that part of the brain dies, creating white matter throughout the brain. It's typically reserved for the elderly. The average age of a person who develops ischemic chronic small vessel disease at the level and stage that I had it is in their mid to late 70s. And I was diagnosed with this disease at 52 years old, and obviously I couldn't fight anymore after that. And but it was a wicked battle. I mean, there was for a while I was walking with a walker because I couldn't walk, but because my brain wasn't sending the signals correctly, because my parts of the brain that died that control motor functions, I was like, it was just a horrible situation. And so through stem cell treatment and some other medications that they've had me on now for a couple years, I'm now stable. I've been stable for about a year now, but as a result, these medications that I was injecting in my stomach 4 times a day made me have the wildest dreams you can possibly imagine. Like, I couldn't differentiate between the dream and reality. I'm like going, I wake up, like I said earlier, I'll repeat it again, going, what on earth is a leprechaun fish? What in the world? Like, this thing was so real to me. Like, I woke up, like, it was so real to me. And each of the characters, like the dino moose, when you see the moose that is described inside this book, it's like a dinosaur-sized moose with antlers, moss-covered drapings and there's like villages of critters that live on this moose. It's so big, so dreams. I dreamed that moose. Who dreams about a moose? They got villages of critters living on it. So, it's a remarkable book. It's a lot of fun. The dark worlds and the light worlds. When you get to the parts of the book, when you get to part 2, and it really kicks into the when they cross over, and this all originates. Stuart and his family are from Mesa Rojo, Arizona. Now, it's not a real place, but I was born in Arizona. I love Arizona. So the book, the family originates in Mesa Rojo, Arizona. He's a locksmith by trade, and he does some blacksmithing on the side as a hobby. And just a regular guy, just a blue-collar guy, hard worker, loves his wife and kids. They're his world. His wife is amazing. The kids, the son is a little, 10-year-old martial artist, and the daughter is a 8-year-old, and she's just got a voice from heaven for singing. And so they're really a remarkable, amazing family. How they work together, and when they take this journey to these worlds, because they've been drawn into this unknowingly, have been drawn into this infinite war between good and evil, right? And it's a great book. You guys are going to love it. I mean, obviously, I got you listening right now, and you want me to keep talking, but I'm not going to.
Look, we have no issue with it, because the truth of the matter is, I actually know what we just did is literally going to go viral. Everyone's going to hate me because I created it, but that's fine. And I'm going to say this to everybody: get the Kindle Unlimited, because you guys all have Prime, because you've all been on lockdown. Go get the free book. What are you doing? What are you doing? It's free. You got nothing better to do than for the next 2 weeks to go read Billy's book. And when I stress this, Billy is literally Rocky in reverse. I think Billy was dumber before. And if he could knock me out, hold on, joining us, we'll go.
What you gonna do, brother?
Go get this book on Unlimited. Go put your feet up. I realize for those of you who watch or listen or however, and I want to say this right now from the COVID lockdown, from Andrew and Miguel and me and even Billy, we've just tried to make you laugh and make you forget how fucked up this is. It's so fucked up in Oceanside. I was the last lockdown beach. And yesterday I walked up on Pacific, 1 block above the Strand, above the beach. They're not going on the beach. They're 1 block above. I literally saw thousands of people walking on Pacific without masks. I'm like, what are you people doing? Come on. You're literally trapping me in my own house. I get a better view. So if I can help a guy who kept me from getting killed 3.5 years ago over a dinner, buy the book. If you do it, all you got to do is go download it. We're not even talking read it. I'm going to go for a step further. I would love for you to read it. I'm telling you this because I know how many views what we just did. Okay. Nobody's ever done a douchebag Olympics. Wow. I didn't think it would be Floyd. Personally, I never thought it would be Floyd. If I was betting at the beginning of the tournament, like we were watching like the college tournament, I would have never bet on Floyd. Like I would have picked Don King, somebody really strong. Go get Earthly Worlds. Go enjoy the book. Put your feet up. Enjoy. Relax. You guys just have to download. Make Billy a rock star. Billy's going to knock my ass out the first day Vegas opens. And I know how many of you would love to see that. It's a long laundry list of people. But I'm happy to do it. So again, we're going to promote this all the way until the end of the COVID. We're going to do it with our watch-alongs. We're going to do it with everything we do. I'll make sure to bring Billy back and do what I wanted to do. I actually had Fury versus Wilder 2. So we'll have Billy back in a couple of weeks and we will do Wilder versus Fury 2, which somehow people think is controversial. I don't know how, but they think it is.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of fights. That's the only one where I went, yeah, that's not controversial. Billy, just as a note, is there any question that Tyson Fury might be the most dangerous man on the planet?
I love Tyson Fury. Here's a guy. Right? This guy's like an old greasy truck driver. You know what I mean? It's an old tough truck driver. You know, they can fight a little bit. He's got some skills. I'm not taking away from his skill set. But what makes him, he's like an old greasy truck driver. He's going to say what he wants to say to whoever he wants to say it and then back it up. Yeah. And he's tough to beat. Yep. He's a tough fighter to beat because he's all over the place. And he's a big, tall guy with them big, long-ass gorilla arms. And he can hit a little bit. He's a big guy. So, I mean, that's just physics. Mass times speed equals inertia. You know what I mean? So this is just, I'm a Tyson Fury fan. I've never been, I like Mark Breland. He's a great fighter and probably is a great trainer. I think that Deontay Wilder could have been a much better fighter than he turned out to be, but because of his stature, because of how he looked, they pushed him right into the, you know, and it was good timing for him because the division was wide open.
But they never taught him how to box. They literally never taught the kid how to box. I mean, what makes Tyson Fury so amazing to me, and Andrew knows this, I am a Klitschko guy. I think Klitschko literally never gets the respect he deserves. To be a champion for a decade with literally all the belts makes you the baddest dude I've ever seen. Yeah, he fought only in Europe. Okay, calm down about that. Because he got paid $10, $20 million a fight. And for the record, all you assholes who think Klitschko's not the guy, he married a movie star, for God's sakes. That makes him even greater in my mind. Klitschko literally did it all. And then this bald-headed guy who was fat, who was a gypsy, who wasn't even the skill level he is right now, came in, tied him up, and stole the title. Billy, we haven't had a real fighter on. How amazing is it to go into Europe and steal from Klitschko all the lineal championship at that point?
I think that's awesome. I even believe Tyson Fury beat up Big Brother. So, historically, little brother gets beat up, Big Brother comes and fights the fighter that beat up little brother and beats up the guy that beat up little brother. But, Vladimir's been out for a long time. Vitaly has been out for a long time.
Dr. Hammer.
So Vladimir's
Sure.
he's had to fight his own fights. I even think Tyson Fury could beat Vitaly. And that would be a good fight.
Wow.
Vitaly's a rough fighter. And he's a lot more of a fighter than Vladimir is. Not taking anything from Vladimir Klitschko, who's a great champion and really, really seems like a decent person and does have an actress wife. But his big brother, that's the fighter right there.
I'm a Vitaly guy. I think Vitaly left too soon, but he wanted to be politics, and that's fine. But and the reality was they both had bad chins. But hey, let's hear it for the Kronk Gym for making them both great fighters. I want to say this because I know that Andrew and literally Miggs, who are fight fans, Billy, because you don't know this about both of them, you literally made their Easter Sunday. You talked straight boxing. Oh my God, Miggs has probably got hard nipples. Andrew at this moment is like, we talked real boxing on this damn show. Yeah, Bob, kind of shut up. Go back and watch Get Earthly World. One more time. Plug it one more time, my friend.
Earthly Worlds is now released. Earthly Worlds Dark Vengeance will be coming soon, and the trilogy will be following that next year. Like they said, you can go to Amazon, download it, buy Kindle, you can buy the paperback, whatever you want to do. If you guys buy the paperback, I will definitely sign it. We can do pictures and autograph pictures as well. Whatever you guys want. I appreciate your support. I really do. I appreciate you guys having me on the show today. It's been incredible. Everybody have a happy
we're
Easter.
having you back.
And,
all right, Billy, take a deep breath. You're coming back. All right. Andrew's about to call me and go, how do you get Billy back? Listen, I'm going to plug this until the end of COVID. All right. And I'm going to say this to everybody who downloads Kindle. All right. Download the damn book. I don't care where you are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever platform we're on. If you've got Prime, go download this damn book. And I am telling you, I will give you the greatest video ever. And Billy will hit me right above the ear and knock a normal human out. And I will do that for my friend who beat a traumatic brain injury. Okay? Go download it. Go do it. I'm going to look for probably 5% when this becomes a movie. I'm just going to be honest, Billy. I'm going to be eating through a straw at that point. All right? Andrew.
I'm there.
Andrew, I got to ask you, Andrew, did I live up to the hype of Sam Navajero in New Zealand? Did I create the greatest episode of Fight Net Radio?
I'm not going to say that. I'm going to stick to his advice and let the fans say that, bro. That's what he's asking. That's all he said.
Well, no, look. Hey, look. Do you want to know? I don't want to break this to anybody. You want to be a shameless Floyd Mayweather self-promoter? Call yourself the greatest. You guys all shit on me for saying Fight Net Radio is the best, but tell me I'm wrong, Billy. Did not the greatest boxer of literally all time say he was the greatest after every fight?
That is true. That is true. I hope we're speaking about Muhammad Ali. So.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay. And Muhammad Ali, if you can't call your shit out and say you're the best show and make the most entertainment and make the most people laugh, then go. I know all the other shows. By the way, guys, go fuck yourselves. I'm going to be perfectly honest. None of you are willing to take a punch from Billy right above your ear to go sell a book. So I'm just going to be brutally honest on this topic. I am glad that everybody listened. All right. I know we went long, Billy. We went 47 minutes long, and I know you got kids. I'm going to go with you.
I'm out of here, Lee.
No, wait. Hold on. We're going to do it real quick. Billy, give your Easter message, quick last message.
So be safe. Stay home. Keep your family safe. And this stuff will be over pretty soon. So just hang tight. Everything will be all right. It will. It will work out.
Andrew, quick message, happy Easter, whatever the hell you got to say.
Yeah, they want us to go back to work. It'll be over soon.
Blue collar all the way. And Miggs,
yes.
What have you got?
Just a happy Easter, everyone who does celebrate it. And, please follow the instructions. Stay home until this thing blows over, which it will very soon. So be safe until then, please.
Baron.
Fight Night Radio. FightNetRadio.com with Andrew and Lee, talking boxing, combat, sports, comedy, football, and everything kick-ass. All on FightNetRadio.com. Fight Night!